How about now? Now you can hear me. I never claimed to be professional. This is just how I roll. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the dive, the Friday night dive. I'm your host, Mark Camire. This is just when I get together with you every Friday night, have a few drinks, a few laughs, some good conversation, and what the hell, a controversy here and there. But I try not to get too controversial. It's whatever. How are you? How's it going? Gonna let everyone sort of filter in through the chat and yeah, sort of get everything ready. If you tuned in last week, then you know that I just I have a bunch of Coors Light Tall Boys that are just kind of sitting in the fridge, so I have to get rid of them, and the only way to do that is to drink them. So that is what we will be doing tonight. So grab yourself a brew and join me for a conversation or two. It has been a week. Let me tell you. And let's see. Christy, what are you oohing about? Oh, my beer choice? Well, I mean, it is what it is. Zach Anderson's in the chat. What's up, Zach? How you doing? How is it going? Yeah. What are you drinking, sir? I've got my ginormous stein full of beer, and I'm ready to get crazy. Indeed, it has. What? Indeed, what has? What? I don't know. Oh! It's been a week. Indeed, it's been a week. Yes, it's been a week, especially over in our side of the world. Just with everything else going on, not to mention the debates. That the second debates happened just right in our backyard, and it was not a fun time because me being a driver by day, traffic was made quite difficult. Quite difficult. Jake likes about. Yeah, it does. I know. I'm sorry. That's a YouTube thing, so you should take that up with YouTube and yell at them. Zach Anderson, currently shaving my beard and drinking a nice cocktail. Dude, don't shave it off. Like, the beard is power. Remember that. Beard is power. So I hope you're just trimming it. But a cocktail. What kind of what cocktail you got going on? And Christy, are you drinking a G&T or did you go with something else? Hopefully the movie in the background is not too loud because I don't want to get flagged, but we should be fine. And let's see. Gin and tonics, pompous ass. If you want to feel like a pompous ass, but you want to have a good time, you drink a gin and tonic, kids. I endorse it. I endorse it. I approve. Just trimming, can't get rid of it completely, and the cocktail is just an Angry Arnold. Right on, dude. Right on. Angry Arnold. Is that like a Arnold Palmer, but made differently, like with Angry Orchard or something? I don't know what an Angry Arnold is. Enlighten me. That's good. Yeah, you can't get rid of the beard entirely. That's gotta keep the beard. The last time I was clean shaven, well, it wasn't that long ago, and it was only because I needed to even it out, and the only way to really even it out without going to professional, which I should have done, but I was doing it myself, and like the only way I can even this thing out is if I just start from the beginning. So shaved it all off. Gotta be a little pompous. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Do work in bougie ass green hills. Yeah, you do. So bougie. So bougie. So Angry Orchard, sweet tea, vodka, and lemonade. Ah, an Angry Arnold indeed. And that will make you an Angry Anderson. Am I right? Is that like the crazy juice? For me, it used to be Jägermeister when I was a young lad. And Jägermeister would make me two things: angry and, well, three things: very drunk very quickly, angry, and then very sick. There was no sort of in between there. It was always one extreme to the next. So I don't do that anymore because I am too old for Jägermeister. And I say that even though, like, my best friend, who is older than I am, can still drink that like nobody's business. And I don't know how exactly she does it, but it's like, good on you. Angry Anderson. But yeah, you can keep that. You can use that. I gift that to you. Ah, and how's your week been? How's everyone's week? I hope not too bad. Like I said, it's been quite a week over here, so it's. Whiskey can make me a bitch. You've mentioned that before. Oops, sorry. You've mentioned that before. That's why you're not fond of the dark liquors. I don't know that I've ever encountered you on a whiskey drunk. So, not that I want to test that theory or anything like that, but it'd be interesting. Whiskey either makes me really happy, but then if I go a little too overboard with it, I will have a bad time. Yes, you've had a week. You've had a week for sure. But it's been crazy. But you guys, this is pre-Halloween weekend. This is the last weekend before Halloween. And the sweet irony of finally having a Halloween on the weekend. We don't get that enough. And our Halloween plans are kind of just all put on hold or non-existent. And that's a shame. It's a shame because that's a great time for people in general to get out and party, to mingle, to dress up. Some of us don't need an excuse to dress up, but Halloween's a good excuse to do that. Um, and now we can't do that. 21st birthday, or you ruined Jaeger. Been there, dude. Been there. My 21st birthday was not ruined by Jaeger. It wasn't ruined at all. Actually, I had a pretty good 21st birthday. My best friend Courtney took me out to the bars. She took me to the non touristy bars, which is where she introduced me to my favorite bar in Nashville to this day. She brought me there, and I have never looked back. Because that bar was, the moment we walked in, they were playing Deftones on the jukebox, and I thought that was amazing. So, you know, yeah. Like I said, you don't need some people don't need the excuse to dress up. It's just, it's a way of life. So I commend that. Speaking of dressing up, I don't know if you can tell, but my red eyes are in. They look kind of like really. They just kind of make my eyes look super big and dark, like I'm high. But if you can see it, you can see the red. Yeah, so they're very red. They're very dark. I wanted dark red, but then not realizing my eyes are already pretty dark, and so the red doesn't pop quite as well as I would have liked. But when I take them out, or when I go out in the world, when it's daylight, they're not too bad. Are you? I am not. I am on the way to getting tipsy. Ah, the story of my 21st is up there with my mechanical bull story. Is it the same story? Is the mechanical bull and the 21st birthday, like, are they? Is that an extension? Are they all connected? Is that your MCU? It's all connected. I can see the right. Well, of course you can. But yeah, man, I like getting dressed up every once in a while. I don't get a chance to do it very often because nowhere to go. Also, I'm not that talented at making the get-ups, so it's just kind of, it's just kind of it is what it is. Don't mind me. I'm answering an email from a very important person. Actually, I got an email earlier, and now I'm getting a response email, and I'm not going to tell you who it's from. Uh, Christy will not know who this is. Zach, you might, and some other people might know, but we'll that will be all will be revealed in time. So just a little little teaser, just a little teaser to put out there. But it's super exciting, and I'm kind of I'm flattered. I'm flattered by it. I'm flattered that I was considered. So, I don't know if that makes a loud noise or not when I hit the mic. I have a bad habit of hitting it, so I apologize if it does. But anyway, uh, so what was? Let's pretend for a second that we weren't in the midst of a fucking pandemic. Globally, the world wasn't on fire. Everything was relatively normal. What would we be doing next weekend? If everything was a okay, what were your plans? What was going on? What did you want to do, or do you have a usual Halloween tradition? Let's make it like you mean it. Just gonna just gonna grin. Just gonna grin at that and let the mind wander. Mm. Ooh. So same thing I'm doing as is. So just sitting at home, chilling out, playing dress up, just by yourself. Excuse me. Ooh. Unfortunately, it's not my MCU, but it is quite the story. Ah, right on. I don't know that the mechanical bull thing was a pretty good story, and the visual aid even better. So that's a good one. I don't know that I can that I or many people can top that one. It's a good story, so hold on to it tight and never forget it, because the world will not let you forget it. Ah, your Samhain ritual. Yes, of course. Sorry. It's it was storming pretty bad here earlier. It might still be. I can't really hear. And that is it not? Okay, cool. I got confirmation it's not. But I don't know what next weekend's gonna do. So not that I'm hoping that it storms a bunch next weekend, but it would certainly help with the whole idea that most of us aren't gonna be able to be out and about like normal. Can't go to our favorite watering hole to do. I mean, I guess we could, but I worry that people will be irresponsible and it'll get a little too crowded, and we don't need to do that. Don't need to deal with all that. But if it's nice out, I might go outside somewhere. It's been a light snow. I will tell that story as long as I live. As well, you should. It's a beautiful, wonderful story, and everyone needs to go back and check out some of our other broadcasts, because Zach tells that mechanical bull story there, and everyone needs to hear it. No, Tennessee is back near the top of the outbreaks. Yeah, I know. We're in the top 10. We might even be in the top 5 right now. It's ridiculous and stupid, and it's making travel opportunities non-existent. You know, the places that are okay, which there's only, I think there may only be like 5 states left that are okay, and they're not letting people do too much traveling within them. Like, I wanted to go to New England this summer, and that just didn't happen. And it wasn't going to happen because New England's doing okay, but they're being super cautious, and their restrictions are like strict, and they're not letting a lot of travelers in and out unless they get checked out and are okay. And even then, kind of like if you want to go to the UK right now, you still have to quarantine yourself while you take a test and get checked out and make sure you're okay. You still got to quarantine, and then when you're okay, cool, be on your way. Whereas Europe, anywhere in Europe, they're like, nope, you're coming from America, nope, can't come in, not having it. I believe Canada's got their borders closed to us. They're like, nope, can't have it. We have our own problems. We can't deal with you. So, the fiance will probably be going to a friend's place on Halloween. Yeah, see, that's cool. Just a quaint evening, with friends. So, I have a friend who there's like a small group of us. There's always a Halloween party at his place, and usually, like, if weather permitting, we spend it outside anyway. And that was before all this stuff going on, so it wouldn't be that big of a transition if I went over there, spending outside if the weather holds up. And I think this year is Doctor Who themed, which I'm not a Whovian by any means, but he just built his own what do you call it, the TARDIS. He built his own TARDIS, and it's out there in his front yard, um for like photo sessions and what have you. It's essentially a giant photo booth for all of us, and that'll be fun to do. We're probably not gonna all bunch inside that thing because that's not smart, but just the idea that, oh, look at that, it's a TARDIS, we can hang out. So yeah, it's pretty rad. He's been working on it all year. He posted some pictures the other day of it in the front yard, and I was like, oh my god, dude, that looks legit. Bonfires always a good time. Yep, at same house, always a bonfire. He's got a huge backyard and a lot of trees and excess sticks and wood piles. So yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time usually. Sometimes it's a little. I would like it to get a little more crazy, but then and it doesn't. But it's still a good time just to hang out and just be a bunch of nerds. But yeah, no, Christy, I'll show you later. But it's very very cool. So I haven't decided. If I'm gonna do that or if I'm gonna stay at home and just chill and watch horror films and put in some colored eyes and just kind of sit around and be silly. Let's. Oh, got the wrong thing up there. So don't mind me. I'm just gonna. There we go. So you didn't see anything. Nothing happened. But so what else is going on? How's everyone's evening? How is it Zach, is it storming over there like it is over here? Christy, I'm assuming in your area it's not too bad anymore since it stopped over here. You and those colored eyes. Dude, I know. Well, when I found a site that actually, because I have terrible eyesight, like I wear contacts on the regular anyway. And when I found out there was a site that does color contacts that are also prescriptioned, then I was like, oh, okay, why wouldn't I do that? I always want to wear uh crazy colored eyes. I'm into that. I just never get a chance to do it because I wear contacts, and if I'm not wearing contacts, then I'll have glasses, and then that defeats the purpose of putting in the crazy colored contacts, because if I'm wearing glasses, it defeats the purpose. And then if I take those off, then I can't see. So I want to be able to see. So when I found Wicked Eyes, shout out, and they do more or less, like, they don't do, it's not super sharp, like, but it's adequate enough. So it was like, okay, great. And these were the first pair I got, and I fell in love with them, even though they're like not as red as I would like them to be. But I mean, that's just, I didn't take into account my eyes. So I got the yellow ones, and then I didn't count that my dark eyes would turn yellow, kind of greenish, but they still look cool. So I'm not complaining. Nice blue light filtering glasses. So those ones, nice, cool, man. Work in the rain most of the day. That's okay. Now, sucks. Not fun. Not fun at all. Tried to get hard. Ah, really? That sucks. I'm sorry, man. Not fun. Not fun. But we've been having pretty decent weather lately, so we were due to get hit with some bullshit. It was just bound to happen. So storms and also yeah, I mean, there's that. We've already established over here that if there's a superstorm happening, we're gonna sleep right through it. Um, the tornado back in March, we slept right through that. Slept through the sirens. Luckily, we weren't hit by it, but it passed by us pretty close according to the trajectory. So that was kind of amazing. You can't put shit in your eyes. No cool concepts. Yeah, I know you got a weird thing about the eyes. So if I adjust them in front of you, it's gonna freak you out. I want October. Well, you and me both. And for a moment there, it looked like we were gonna get it, and then it just decided, nope, we're gonna be in 80 degrees all week. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not looking to get frigid in October, but get like cool down. Just cool out. Cool out. That's me talking to the weather. Like, yo, cool out. I almost dies when I realized how close it was to you. Oh yeah, yeah. No, it freaked us out too when we saw the like the radar map where we were on the marker, and then the line, the where we were, and then the line of where the tornado was going is like, ooh, yeah, spooky stuff. We didn't even lose power either. That was what was so amazing, is a lot of people around us did not have power for weeks. And then people that weren't around us that just got hit, their area got hit a little harder. They didn't have power for like a long time. So it's amazing none of that happened. Uh, we lost power not that long ago for other reasons, but it wasn't because of the tornado. Wisconsin at the beginnings of snow last weekend. Yeah, he lives in Indiana, and they got snow the other day, and I was like, really? Like, but it's Indiana, and you're in Wisconsin, so you guys, you probably have to deal with that more times out of the year than most of us, especially in the South. We're lucky if we get snow. I don't want it, but I mean, we're lucky if we get anything. Woke up to the sound of it touching down almost right next to my house. Yikes. Ooh, yeah, no. Yeah, I know a lot of people that it was like there it was. I have one buddy whose house was just destroyed, the house and the cars. And he got his wife and his kid out. Um, but like most of his recording equipment, his instruments gone, destroyed. Which he has a day job, but he's mostly a musician and producer, and yeah, that was not good for him. Poor guy, I felt for him. Scary stuff, man. But then we did a metal show, a benefit show, to help with the victims and the destruction of the tornado, because it destroyed a lot of the city as well. And that was a good show, and we raised a good amount of money. So, Christy, you were there. None stuck to the ground, so it's good. At least first big snow of the year. Everyone forgets how to drive. Well, you think that's bad, dude? When it rains here, people forget how to drive. People, they can't drive regardless. Anyway, I have found. But then when the weather is even just a teensy bit bad, suddenly, what is driving? What is that? We don't know how to do that. So bad. Best show. Oh, thank you. It was. It was a fun show, super fun show. Got to play with a lot of cool musicians. Got to do a lot of cool songs, and a lot of networking too. What sucks though is all that networking and all that, the meet and greets, all that I did with these people, and all the plans we had for future endeavors. We got shut down because of the COVID, and so none of that came to fruition. It's like typical, just typical. So, you know, but it is what it is. But eventually, this stuff it's got to calm down at some point, right? Or maybe I'm being the rare time I'm being optimistic. Like, it's got to calm down at some point. This can't keep going on. Am I wrong? It's just like, it's probably gonna keep getting worse before it can get better. I know that. I know that. Like, we all know that, but it's just, I don't know. It's getting so bad, and it's just affecting everyone's minds. We're all going crazy. We're all going nuts, and it's hard to cope. It is hard to cope with all of it, but hey, we persevere. That is what we do, right? People are dumb as fuck and anti-intellectuals and science deniers and theorists. Oh, don't I know it? Don't you and I both know it? Especially in our area. It's a yearly event to have like a 6-car pileup on the freeway at first snow. Yikes! I believe it, but at the same time, Jesus, why? Like, why? Why? It almost sounds like it's a complete surprise that Wisconsin is going to get some snow at some point in the year. Like, how are you all shocked by that? Well, be careful. Be careful out on the road, then, Zach, when that happens, because God forbid. But if people over there are that ridiculous and that stupid that they cannot avoid a 6-car pileup, then sheesh. Like, I don't ever want to drive in Wisconsin if that's the case. I don't imagine I would. I don't imagine I'd end up in Wisconsin anytime soon anyway. So we're good there. But ugh, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Hey, Frisbee, you still you sipping on Shiner, or what? Did you change drinks? What are you drinking? What? Snow in Wisconsin? I've never seen this before. Oh dear. Did I nail it? Did I nail the Wisconsinese well, whatever, the Wisconsin voice? Did I nail it? Is that what they sound like? I've switched to wine. Ah, nice. Nice one. The fuck was that? That was either a really bad truck or someone's trigger happy out there. I could not tell the difference. You guys probably couldn't hear it, but that was weird. You were more Minnesota on that. Fair enough. That's, you know what, fair. I have more of a reference for the Minnesotan people than the Wisconsin people, so that's my bad. I'm sure that's a common mistake people make. And then sometimes when we're trying to, because some of you know, I podcast with a couple of Canadians, so sometimes when we're poking fun at the Canadians, we do those Canadian voices, but it comes across as maybe a little bit more Minnesotan or Midwestern. And it's like, well, okay, but where's the lie? And they don't really. They're not fond of that joke. Sounds Minnesota. That's what Zach says. So like it must be a thing. He would know. Um, and well, to your credit, Zach, you don't sound like at least the few times I've heard you speak, you don't sound like you have that heavy of an accent. So good on you. Um, but if you did, it would be much easier to imitate a Wisconsin person because it'd be like, I'm just going to imitate Zach. But Danielle, what are you drinking? You drinking anything? What is on your menu? That's what we do here. Doing like three things at once. Sorry, guys. I am not ignoring you. I would never. You're my peeps. Uh, so yeah. For those that have just joined, that I asked, what would have been your Halloween plans if we were not in a freaking pandemic where our plans are kind of put on hold or have been canceled. So that question will go to Frisbee and Danielle. Don't get me wrong, Wisconsin accent and Minnesota accent are close with subtle differences. You know what? I get that because I live in the South, okay? And everyone has an idea of what a Southern accent sounds like, but the idea that they have is a specific accent, okay? Like every in the Southern region, every place has a different type of accent. There's a Georgian Southern accent. There's a Floridian. There's even a Tennessee one, and Alabama, Mississippi. And then, admittedly, Alabama and Mississippi are harder to differentiate, and that's coming from me, who has spent many a year in Mississippi. Um, and I try to avoid Alabama as much as I can, but there are differences. Um, and then Louisiana. I mean, like Louisiana has a specific accent. People, you hear that sort of that Cajun sort of whatever you call it, that Creole type accent on it. So I the similarities are there. And then all the different Appalachian. I said, oh, good God! And then there's that. That's like the mountain people, the mountain accents. Yeah. Ugh. You head up. You head eastward to hear all that. Eastbound and down, but not in the fun way. Let's see. Same thing as prior, honestly. Which watch movies all day and we're doing a couple spooky looks. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's what I was saying. staying at home, playing dress up by yourself. So it's like, hey, sometimes that's what we do. Found the stereotypical Southern accents are found in the Georgia area. Yeah, because everyone assumes Southerners have that long Southern drawl, like really like slow down and draw it out. It's like no, that's Georgian. Get out of here with that. It's like, you from Tennessee, you must sound like this. It's like, no, we do not. Don't get me wrong. There's some bumfuck rednecks here, and they sound awful, but they don't sound like that. I adore the mountain folk. I mean, cool. They're not all so bad. You need to watch. Okay, you guys want something spooky to watch? Speaking of the mountain folk, you need to watch this. It's on Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you might be able to also find it on YouTube. But it's a show called Hellier. It's 2 seasons, and I don't even want to tell you what it's about. I will say it's in the realm of the. It's a documentary series, and it's not a mockumentary. It's not scripted. It's like a doc, and it deals with the supernatural and the paranormal, and it all stems from this place called Hellier, Kentucky, over by the Appalachians. So yeah, like that show will freak you out with the stuff going on. It's nuts. It is completely nuts. That's my everyday. Yeah, that's true. You do play you play dress up every day. So where's the lie? Tennessee accent mainly generic South. I mean, yes. Also, yes. But I feel like you could also that is definitely more applicable for like for Mississippi. I can tell you that straight up. Especially the whole horrible pronunciation thing. Even a lot of Texans don't seem like they have this. They don't. Like Texans, like they speak fast. Most of them do anyway. It's those deep seated redneck people that well, even because chances are they're tweaked out. So if they're tweaked out, then they're going to be speaking really fast, and you just can't understand a damn thing they're saying. That's what drives me nuts. Like Tennessee's full of a lot of those. The accent is either so thick, or they're speaking too quickly that I said, like, I have no clue what you just said. No idea. I'm born and raised here, and I can't understand a damn thing. So yeah, it's just not not my scene, man. Not my scene. And I know, like, I find that the more I have to drink, the more my accent comes out pretty hard. Although I do try my best to hide it. So if you ever thought, Mark, you don't have a Southern accent, it's like, well, thank you. I've done my best to hide it because I'm not fond of it. But chances are that the longer I do broadcasting in any form where I'm just talking, you're gonna hear it. It's just gonna come out. It's just the way I sound. It is what it is. But I'm not from Georgia, and I won't be talking like that. Old Southern, uh, freaking like a lawyer in a white suit. Freaking Colonel Sanders over here. Easiest way to spell a Wisconsinite. Like Ope, like Opie or Ope, Ope or Opie. Do you pronounce the E like, or is it just Ope? My accent mainly comes out when I'm angry or telling a long ass story. Yeah, same. Although when I get angry, I try to be like very precise with my words, and I slow it down, but I make it really loud. I think Opie was universal in the Midwest. Well, I mean, I guess it is. If Zach says, well, no, you specifically said Wisconsinite, so that's a good one. Yeah, clear that up for us there, Zach. We're confused. I don't know the Midwest very well. I think as far as Midwest goes, I was in Indianapolis years ago, and I was a kid, so I would not remember my interaction with the people that much. Um, I've been to California though, so that's as far west as I've been. Whenever words blur together. Well, yeah, it happens. So it's used in the Midwest, but Wisconsin will use it excess. Oh, okay. So the giveaway is the how many the Opie count. Is it Ope or is it Opie? You gotta differentiate that one for me, please. I need to I need to hear it in a sentence. We need to poll other states. Yeah. The E is silent. Okay. The E is so it's Ope. So it's Ope. E is silent. No IE sound. Okay, great. Chrissy's been to Wisconsin twice. Didn't get a good feel. Well, I mean that's more times than I've experienced. Always thought about going to Milwaukee, but it's like if I go to Milwaukee, what am I gonna do there? Drink beer, which love beer, but what else I'm gonna do when I'm not there? I don't know. Maybe like Zach, you can tell me like what would a would be tourist who's exploring Milwaukee, the good land, uh, what would they do over there besides drink? And if the answer is nothing, then great. Well, then it's like, okay, we'll do that. I'm still trying to figure out what that freaking sound was because it sounded like somebody just like going off on a gun, or someone just has like a really bad exhaust pipe on their truck. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be shocked by either one. I don't know why I have these on. Just wanted to wear them. Thought it'd be cool. Let's see. Used in a sentence. Oop, sorry there, guy. That was my fault. I tell your folks I said hi. I think I went too Canadian with that one. So let me try again. Nope, I can't. It's just gonna come out more Minnesotan like it did before. Oops, sorry there, guy. That was sorry. No, it's Canadian. I'm going too Canadian with it. Like, sorry there, guy. That was my fault. I tell your folks I says hi. Is that it? That sounded almost too like Chicagoan. Krampus is angry. Oh my god, don't get me started. Krampus likes to talk to me, so if he's angry, I'm gonna hear about it. Ugh, I don't want to hear about it. And for those of you that don't, Chrissy and I have this. We're gonna write this book one day called Conversations with the Gods, where they just kind of these random like woodland and pagan gods just sort of come out of the woods and speak to us because we're just these random humans that happen to be nearby, and it turns out a lot of them are gossipy bitches. So we just get to hear the dirt on all these random uh pagan gods. That's the noise. Oh, I see. Krampus had to go pop one or a few. You're saying he had to go pop a guy who wasn't giving him his props. I got you. Krampus is a thug. I really do want to write that book, though. I think that would be incredibly hilarious. Oh, this lag, this chat lag, man. All right, here we go. Milwaukee is good for drinking. Plenty of brewery tours. I'm trying to think of other things. Let me think. Just the fact that you're just like, well, okay, uh-oh, you might be right, Mark. It's like there's things you drink and you go on a tour to drink and look. If there's one thing Nashville loves, it's its brewery tours. So I'm not a stranger to it. It's gonna happen. It should happen. It'd be this. We would make a really funny book. And I don't know. I get such a kick out of the idea that Krampus is like a super gossip. He just talks shit about all the other gods for no reason, just because he likes to talk shit. And I like the idea that I get annoyed by it. I am easily amused, you guys. Yeah. Um. Oh, look, ADHD. Yeah. Don't I know it? And you know me, I write all a lot and all the time. But finding the time to finish each project I write is a problem because my mind goes all over the place. But I have been getting better about that because I'm involved with Mark Riley's writer's room, and every month we turn in entries. It's kind of forced me to sit down and write and actually put things out in a you know timely manner. Like it's forcing me to work through the writer's block or write through the ADHD. Like I don't have ADHD, but sometimes I feel like my attention just isn't held on this thing long enough, and that's why I can't finish it. And it's like it forces me to finish, and that's a good thing. You need that. You need to train your brain to finish a project, so you can get that sense of accomplishment and be like, yeah, I did that. And you can worry about all the notes afterwards, like, oh, in hindsight, I probably should have done this. This is like, no, don't worry about it. It's a first draft. You just the point is to get it done. It's also because you're an Aries. Well, I mean, sure, okay. You know how I feel about that. I mean, I try not to prescribe too hard to that, but Miller Park for baseball and the Fizerv Forum for basketball. Is it Pfizer? Whatever. But if I'm being honest, most things I can think of. Oh, drink your. Hey, again, cool. Um, so basically, what you just told me was, if you are not into baseball or basketball, go drink, and it's like noted. That's what I'll do. Actually, I don't mind basketball. I like basketball. I haven't been super into it in many years, but I can watch it. Baseball, I cannot watch. I hate baseball. I hate it. I know America's pastime, all that jazz, but I can't do it. Cannot do it. Yeah, but it's fun. Well, the zodiac stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to read about because they do once in a while those charts and stuff really do nail it. Um, especially if you're one of those like you, that can really read into all of it and go through different aspects because of what the moon and like the lunar activity based around the stars and yada yada yada. I haven't been able to sit and write my stand-up in forever, man, because that's gotta be so tough. I'm amazed, like Mark Riley and Knapsack and Makuga, like I'm amazed they can even still do it right now. Um, even though it's like it's essentially they're doing the bare minimum of what they would normally do, but they're still doing it. And and Ellis, that's his livelihood. So the idea of him not doing it must kill him. The fact that he's not out touring right now, I'm sure, is just a huge just ugh. But he's still, I mean, despite all that, he seems to be in good spirits about it all, and he is still making time to figure out this virtual way of doing things that will benefit his career. And I gotta give it to him. That's a talented dude. If you guys in the chat don't know the comedian Mark Ellis, look him up. Funny guy. I've met him a couple times. Solid dude. Zach has met him. I haven't met Ken in person, but the correspondence via this space has helped, and so that's very cool. And again, I'm in Mark Riley's room, so Makuga I haven't met yet, but that's on the list one of these days. I also kind of actually did stuff with my hair tonight, so I'm like playing with it because it's like, oh look, I can do stuff with it. It's not a fucking nasty mess like it normally is. So forgive me if I'm doing too much of that. It's rare, man. I don't doll myself up, but it's rare. But I figured I'd look halfway decent for you peeps that join me for the dive. But yeah, no, I can't imagine this. Well, I mean, by that same sort of apropos of that, I just got back into the groove of playing live shows like on a stage, and it was gonna start becoming more consistent, and then boom, shutdown. So bye, none of that. Not fun, not cool. Are you a Leo now? Now, why would I be a Leo? Is it because what? Do you think I'm broad like a lion? Is that what it is? Or are you calling me a DiCaprio? Because I don't know how I feel about that. They're all good dudes. I give them a ton of credit for what they're able to do. It's hard for an open mic comic when they're no right. But funny enough, the karaoke bars are open. Take that for what it's worth, which isn't much, but I'm just saying, like, if the karaoke bars are open and those mics are open, I mean, kind of in a way. But yeah, I'm sure like a lot of those dudes and dudettes live for the open mic. It's how they get their voice heard. Same thing for would be singer songwriters. A lot of open mics, and those are just not happening right now. But they're starting to open back up. That's the thing. Limited capacity, but they're opening back up. So say what you want about the idea of doing it, but it's happening. With the hair and the preening. Hey, look, man. Why are you coming after me so hard? Lions always be feeling themselves insane. Hey, you know what? Whatever. Maybe I am Aries with Leo moon rising. Is that how you is that a thing? I don't know. Just let me be me. Just let me be. I'm feeling it, okay? I don't need your criticisms. I'm coming after myself. So, yeah, well, good. And you, sir is right, ma'am. Keep waiting here for my regular mic guy. So that sucks, man. Is Wisconsin? I'm assuming Wisconsin is one of the bad states, along with Tennessee, because like I said, it seems like the only places that are okay right now are the New England states and New York. But even New York went through hell. Your moon is in a Capricorn. I did your chart years ago. Well, that was a long time. I don't. You know. I don't remember things. So periodically, you're just gonna have to keep reading the chart so that I remember. But Capricorn, whatever. Tennessee sucks. You ain't wrong though. You ain't wrong. Um, when you drive as much as I do, and you start driving through the certain towns outside of Nashville, it's like, ugh, gross. It's just gross. Like I go to Columbia, Tennessee twice a week, sometimes three, and like I go Spring Hill every day. So Spring Hill, then Columbia, and those are very, very big, like rural, conservative places, and it is just not. Supposedly, Jason Momoa, when he was here, had a good time in Columbia, and the guy he was with was looking to put up a new like bike shop over in that way, which is weird because like Momoa is not conservative at all, like at all. And I wonder how he would really feel about doing that. And I don't recommend he do it, but he didn't ask my opinion, so whatever. But he'll learn real quick. Don't hate on Capricorns. Oh, sorry. Not hashtag not all Capricorns. How about that? Am I safe? I'm not hating on Capricorns. I don't understand the intricacies, despite Christy trying to teach me. Wisconsin's been fine. Our governor keeps insisting things are awful, but hospitalizations have been on the decline for weeks. Okay. So it sounds like your governor, I mean, probably not going about it a good way, but it kind of sounds like your governor is trying to keep them to be, sorry, my brain stopped. Trying to keep people on edge so that they remain cautious so that the decline can keep going further down. That's what it sounds like. Now, is he going about it a good way? Probably not, but it's more than our pussy governor's doing over here. So, don't even get me started on our governor. Holy hell. Dude, if I ever meet that guy in person, I will rain 1,000 furies upon him. I've already done it via social media. I will do it in person if I ever see him. Means you're grounded and a hard worker, pragmatic. I'll take it. I literally am Capricorn through and through, my moon and everything. Well, girl, Christy's a Leo sun and Leo moon with a Sag rising. Oh, what a Sag. Is it really rising if it's Sag? I stand by the joke. I stand by it. I'm gonna, yeah. I regret nothing. I'm sticking with it. See, because if it sags, it doesn't rise. It sags. So just sit with it. Sit with it. I will not. I will not. I will not. And like I said, I'm staying with it. I am proud of that joke. I'm proud of it. I'm sticking with it. So yeah. I regret nothing. You'll be talking shit like on multiple platforms. It's fun. I feel like Mark won't like me if I give my full feeling on Wisconsin's governor. No, dude, have at it. I don't care. He's not my governor. Like, you don't want to hear what I think about the Tennessee governor, because we don't have enough time. Even on my show where I have all the time in the world, we don't have enough time and not enough booze. That's not true, but you get it. Um, no, I'm just like I said. I don't know. I don't know the extent of what your governor's doing. It just based on the information you just gave me there, um, I can only make an assumption. So, and you know what happens when you assume. Yeah, but I have conservative leanings. I mean, fine. I mean, like, not all conservatives are assholes. I'm just saying there is a fine line, and in the deep South, uh, conservative views tend to mean a certain thing, and it's not a good thing. Um, and a lot of it, at least here, is very backwards thinking. So when I say conservative views in this area, it's meaning a specific type. You can have conservative views and still not be a jerk. Um, not to out him, but I mean, Jeff on Feeding the Monster, he has conservative leanings, but he's not a jerk. Matter of fact, Jeff's probably like the best of all of us. Like Jeff's great. But he has conservative leanings, so you know, no worries, no worries there. It's just there's a fine line. That's all I'm saying. That being said, uh, Tennessee's governor can go fuck himself. Just one of the best. Jeff is one of the Jeff is, I mean, I would go so far to say Jeff's the best, man. He definitely, if we're talking the pants panel, the Feeding the Monster crew, he's most certainly the best. Um he is one of the best among us just as people, for sure. So cheers to that. Which part? Just cheers. There we go. But yes, yeah, you'll get no argument from me on that one, Zach. Not at all. Nor will you get that argument from John or Corey or Thomas. Like none of us. Um, Jeff might go like, ah, well, he's like, no, just accept it. Just accept it. Yeah, no. It's I know, and I try my damnedest not to get political on this show at all because why? Like, why would I? That's not what we're here for. We're here to drink and have a good time and just good talks. Sometimes though, because of the state of everything, it's gonna slip out, and you know, and sometimes I have very passionate feelings about things. So, you know, it's and you know, the more you get to know me, the more you realize that about me. And that's fine. Um and I'm, you know, and we're in a weird kind of time right now where we have to be really careful about some of the things we say because you don't want to, you know, it's one thing about not caring what people think, but it's like you don't want to just say the wrong thing to piss off someone that you respect or something like that. You know what I mean? Or just you don't want to say something that's gonna paint yourself in a really bad light to, you know, to people. You know, even if you mean well. Uh, it's just, you know, it's a delicate time. It's a delicate time. You or you can call it we live in a very difficult time. Delicate, difficult, you know, choose your synonym. So no, it's all good. It's all good, man. We're good. Not to just unveil the curtain, but I mean, like my own parents are probably more conservative, so you know I don't hate them. We get into it from time to time, but you know I don't hate them. They're my peeps. They're my folks. Yes, that's what it's about. Boom. Cheers. Skull. Yes, that is ultimately what it's all about, man. You just like we come together as people. It's like we don't have to agree on everything. It's just like I don't know if you've heard my latest episode of Rantings of a Maniac, but Corey and I were talking about Van Halen and rest in peace Eddie. But just how there's a divide even to this day about the Roth era and the Hagar era, and how it's interesting because like you find the divide in metal fandom just as you find the divide in fandom, let's say within Star Wars or within Marvel, like movie fandom. And it's so strange that suddenly I have become a part of every single one of these fandoms. Like every one of them has a divide between them, and it was like, how did that happen? I'm a metal fan, and metal fans are sometimes the worst people just because of their elitism and just divisive nature. And then I like comic book movies and sci-fi, and the deep sci-fi nerds are just like so passionate about that, and now we can't even enjoy shit anymore because if one group of people hate it, then they're gonna make their they're gonna make their presence known, and they're going to explain to you in great detail why you're wrong for liking it. Like, and Corey's show, The Power of Positive Geeking, his ad line is, "Remember when it used to be cool to enjoy a movie? Remember those days?" It's like, no, Corey, I don't remember those days because it feels like it's been so long. But uh, okay. I'll overcome my focus issues and listen because I've had to fight people in versions of Hager. Ah, you might really enjoy the episode. I'm shocked you haven't listened to it. Should I be offended? No, I'm not. I'm not. You've already explained to me. It's. I'm kidding with you. But no, you should check that out. Actually, it was a really good talk, and I'm glad I had Corey with me. And I want to hear that. Yeah, you should go listen to it. Go listen to my rantings of a maniac episode of the. It's titled "The Legacy of Eddie Van Halen." It was a really good chat, and I fought off getting emotional at least 2 different times because you don't need to hear me be a babbling brook on my own show. I know that's why I said I'm joking, because I know. That's why I love the power of positive geeking, just having fun, enjoying things. Exactly. Yeah. Um, I can't wait till he comes back. Poor Corey's just with his day job, man. He is this and his home improvements. I don't know if you've been listening, Zach, but he's been basically Tim Tool Time Allen over there, just freaking uh putting in new sinks and toilets and showers and God knows what else on top of his day job, where he's like working telethons and other media things. And it's like, hey, that dude he's a busy guy this month. So when he's less busy, he'll bring back that show, and I can't wait because the Power of Positive Geeking is a fantastic program. And hopefully, on one of the shows that he brings back, the next show he brings back, it will be uh, one that I get to guest on. I've been on there once before talking about Animal House, but I want to get back in there because I have loads of movies that I love that people don't like. One in particular, and I'll go ahead and shout it because it's appropriate for the time season. The movie Ginger Snaps. Has anyone in the chat seen Ginger Snaps? Christy, I think you have. Um, but it's a delightful little Canadian horror indie film back in like early 2000, 2001. And it shows, but the soundtrack kicks ass. And it's a werewolf film, but it's also an allegory to teenage girls going through the change. But very well done. It's almost, actually, it's a horror movie, but it's also like a dark comedy in a way. And I don't know, I adore that film so much. I always have. I watched it definitely watched it last year, but I just watched it recently and I was like, I love this. I love this film. I know it's and people hate it because they're like, this is so cheesy and stupid. I was like, no, you're cheesy and stupid. I love this movie. So yeah. I do, man. That's like when I discovered that so many years ago, I said, whatever this is, I love it. Full extreme homemaker. He is, man, like to the core, and it's driving him nuts. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Poor guy. Um, but I think November he's bringing that show back, and when he does, I cannot wait because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. And I think he already has like a lineup of guests that he already knows are gonna be on. Um, I hope he brings back Lowell Dean, director and creator of the Wolf Cop franchise, because he had Lowell on before when we were doing our deep dive into Wolf Cop, and that was the best. And that dude is awesome. And they asked him about Ginger Snaps actually, because he's a Canadian horror filmmaker, and I said, if I only have one question for you guys to ask him from me, and ask him if Ginger Snaps was an influence, and he said absolutely it was, and it's like, yes, of course, good stuff. So that's another one. Go check out Ginger Snaps, and then Wolf Cop, and then the sequel, another Wolf Cop. And in that sequel, you might notice some very familiar cameos. And no, it's not me, but you'll know them when you see them. They're delightful. They're delightful, like B-level horror films done on a very tight budget, but it's amazing what they accomplish with that tight budget. So I highly recommend it if you have not seen them. And even let me come and talk 22 Jump Street with you. You know what, Zach? I am inclined to agree with you. Actually, I think 22 Jump Street is, first of all, it's a great sequel to an already great comedy. And I think you're right. I think I do. I don't know if I want to say superior in every way, but I think you're right in the sense that it is. I get more enjoyment out of that one than 21 Jump Street, even though 21 Jump Street is really, really good. My only problem is this: 21 Jump Street had a lot of Rob Riggle, and in 22 he's just got one scene. I could have used more Rob Riggle because that dude's just a delight. But and this is where my bias comes in. H. John Benjamin is in 22 Jump Street, and to me, if you put H. John Benjamin in anything, it's an automatic win. And for those of you that don't know who H. John Benjamin is, if you've ever watched Archer, Bob's Burgers, Home Movies, and various other like animated work, you've heard his voice. It's the same voice. He uses the same voice every time. It's just his. Um, he kills me. He kills me. So funny. And he is in 22 Jump Street. So on that, I have to agree with you. I see your chat. I need to. Here we go. You can take a leave, Riggle, Riggle. Let's say 22 could have used more Dave Franco. You know, I get it. But to be honest with you, like Dave Franco is kind of like hit or miss for me because he always seems to be playing the same dude. And given the fact that the dude he's playing, I mean, is essentially the role. I mean, he's not doing anything that would be like a shocker to the role. I mean, he's really good at playing a douche. And I mean, that seems to be like the common role he gets. But I don't know, sometimes I'm bothered by him because I want him to kind of spread his wings a little bit, give us something a little more. Although I did hear he just directed something recently that was on IFC that's supposed to be really, really good. And I think Allison Brie's in it. Something like that. So far, what I have seen him do that I thought he was the best in was the Disaster Artist. I thought him playing Greg, right? The best friend. Him playing Greg, I thought was pretty great, and his brother James playing Tommy Wiseau probably had a lot to do with the way he portrayed him. But yeah, I think that's my favorite of his. So I mean, I wasn't too bothered by the fact that we didn't get him in we didn't get much of him in 22 Jump Street because he had the first one, but we substituted him for Wyatt Russell, and I thought Wyatt Russell was pretty great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not that he's bad at it. It's just sometimes it bothers me that it's just like you're just the same dude. The romance in 22 is a lot less creepy in 20. Yeah, you're right. You're right, and then it leads to one of the funniest scenes ever with Ice Cube and Jonah, and just his Ice Cube's freak out, and yeah, I that scene kills me too. The the parent teacher, or not parent teacher, but like the parents visitation day. That whole thing. And then it leads up to with Channing Tatum's victory dance. Like that one's pretty great. Yeah, you know what? I'm selling myself. Yeah, you're right. I agree. I concede 22 is the superior film. Yeah, so you win, Zach. You win. Yeah, 22 is the superior film. Right on. You are absolutely 100% correct. You're gonna make me want to go like watch that later. So I'm very lost. So I'm just we were just ranting about 22 Jump Street and its superiority to 21 Jump Street. Which I actually, Christy, I think you would really, if you haven't seen those movies, I think you would really enjoy them. What am I saying? You haven't seen those movies. You should. You would enjoy them. Oh. I mean, look, and I'm definitely not going to discourage your drinking. This is the Friday night dive. It's what we do. There you go, Channing Tatum. Yeah, him and Jonah Hill. Which look, okay. And here's the thing. Well, that would be appropriate given the nature of the films. Here's the thing. I've never been a Channing Tatum fan ever. Uh, and though him in that role in those two movies, I thought it was like, wow, he did it. He found his niche. Like he can be funny when he's making fun of himself, which is essentially what he's done with those dudes. His cameo in This Is the End cracked me up so hard. But yeah, no, Channing found his niche. He can be funny. He's a funny dude. When you let him, you kind of have to let him be physically funny, like let him just kind of go off. But because he can do that, and when he does it, it works. So yeah, he's just kind of there. Yeah, Jump Street is a few things I love doing. Yeah, I agree. Like the Jump Street movies, and then his cameo and This Is the End. Um, I didn't mind his scene in Hateful Eight, but you could have gotten anybody to do that role. It wouldn't have mattered. Uh, but anything he's like the lead of, I'm just kind of. I thought he was okay in Foxcatcher, but you don't watch Foxcatcher for him. You know, you watch it for Steve Carell's creepy ass performance, and even Mark Ruffalo. Uh, But yeah, when Channing's being funny, he works. Yeah, just yeah, funny dumb jog. That's correct. Correct. You can typecast him. If Dave Franco is typecast in being the popular douchebag, then Tatum is the dumb funny jock. There you go. Nailed it. Don't give us no more GI Joes. Don't give us the Eagle, whatever the hell that was. I couldn't make it through that movie because I was like, what the fuck is happening in this? This is so stupid. Uh, yeah, and I am so glad he is not Gambit, and that movie is never going to happen. And if it does, he is not going to play him. And if by some twist of fate they still go through with it, I'm just going to be like, just send it to Disney Plus and get it over with. I am not keen on him playing Gambit at all. And I don't even have like a strong attachment to Gambit. It's just, you can do better. There are better actors. Really enjoyed him in Foxcatcher, but I was a wrestler in high school. Right on. A lot of connection in the wrestling world. And yeah, yeah. I believe you've probably seen it. I think ESPN did a doc about that whole story about Team Foxcatcher before the movie came out. With the actual mark and like a lot of those wrestlers that were on the Olympic team, and they were talking about they were they just went through the whole story, and like I really enjoyed that doc, but it was sad and creepy because they use footage from what's his name, DuPont, uh and all the like those weird when he would like be tripping on drugs and he'd be making those home videos of nothing. It's like, okay, this dude's he's lost it. Just let the doggos out in the sky, and then it was like, oh, is it? Well, is it raining or is it just like a weird purple? Dave shows. That might be the same one. So maybe it wasn't ESPN. Maybe because I watched it on Netflix, but I thought it was an ESPN production. Maybe it was like a joined thing. I believe, yeah, Team Foxcatcher, that's the one I watched. And yes, that one was really good, but weird because that DuPont dude was a fucking creep. But yeah, I think that's the same one that I saw, and I did watch it via Netflix. I just thought it was an ESPN production, but like I said, it could have been the same thing. Like The Last Dance, the Bulls doc series was an ESPN thing, but it's on Netflix, so it's like it was a combined uh, production, like a dual production. Yeah, it's raining. It's getting ready to storm. Well, don't let them get too wet out there and what have you, because that's you're gonna be drying them off for a while. You have big fluffy dogs. DuPont with a master creep. He was. Though admittedly, after watching that doc, I noticed Steve Carell kind of played him way creepier, like almost like awkwardly creepy, almost like inhuman. So like I don't know, that's like that was an interesting choice, but I get why, because you want that dude, in as far as a movie goes, you want that dude to not be like, it's not he's not supposed to be the hero. He's not even You're not even supposed to believe he's going to be a hero of any type. Like, he is obviously your antagonist the whole way through. Shit, they love getting taught off. Yeah, that's probably fair. You're gonna have to record it because if old Ace decides he wants to talk to you, I got to be privy to that. But I was not happy with that film. Hmm. You guys might be calling it early tonight. Usually it's I like to go a 2 hour thing, but I think I'm gonna call it early just because um it's just one of those nights. It's just one of those nights. And yeah, I definitely played up the creepy factor a lot. It's tough because the movie almost split with first and following. Yeah. Yeah, true. There was some after watching the doc, I was like, why didn't they go into like all that? Like that wasn't in the movie at all, and all that, and they just kind of I don't know, I guess they just really wanted to bring the focus on that the only thing you need to know is that DuPont was a creep. It's like, no, we get it. We get he was a creep, but it's is what it is. I thought, excuse me, I thought Carell played him really, really well, and I thought Ruffalo as the wow, God, what was his name? Was it Dan? Did he play? Was it Dan that Mark Ruffalo played the brother? I can't remember his name. But he played him super super well, and all things considered, I mean, like Ruffalo, he's too small to have played the real guy, but all things considered, he looked pretty good as the real Dave. Thank you, Dave Schultz. Yeah, he looked pretty similar as Dave, at least to the best of his ability that he could. So good on them for that. And I thought Tatum was okay as Mark, but see, that's another thing. Like Plart in a very different way than the doc showed Mark Schultz being like. Mark actually looked like he had personality, whereas the Mark in the movie that Tatum plays, he's just kind of like dead nothingness, just kind of like just this awkward jock, and I've got no person. He didn't get personality until he started doing blow, which I was like, what the fuck, dude. But I guess that's a statement. um so yeah, I wonder how Mark felt about his depiction in the movie. If I'm him, I'd probably be like, oh, I don't know why y'all did that. But I'd be more pissed though if I'm him. I'd be more pissed if they had gotten Dave wrong, which I don't think they got him wrong. I think they did a pretty decent service to him. Trust me, the real Mark has personality. He's like, well, yeah. I mean, as you know, wrestling, you're going to take some shots to the head, get slammed down a lot, so you're not in your right frame of mind. Did Mark go into ultimate fighting? So sometimes that's gonna do a number on your brain as well. Uh, I mean, just ask any of the fighters that don't fight anymore. Um, but it just there's probably like a variety of different reasons. It's fine, whatever. But yeah, I was just noticing that on the doc. I said that's not at all like the same guy that Tatum is playing. Like Tatum's playing this guy very strangely. It's kind of like and I'm not defending him, but it's like when I saw the Social Network and Eisenberg decides to play uh what's his name, Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg, a certain way. And I was like, I've seen Zuckerberg speak and all that, in various videos, and that's not at all like you're. And then you find out Jesse made the choice to play him as like a guy who doesn't smile, doesn't show emotion, just like robotic, whatever. And it's like, but you're still playing him like you would play any character. I can't stand Jesse Eisenberg. I think he sucks. But neither here nor there. I'm just saying it. These acting choices when they're playing real life people sometimes throw me for a loop. Like I don't know why you decided to go that way when the actual person's right there, and they don't act like that at all. It's probably thank you. You and me both. And I get scolded constantly because I don't hold that movie in high regard. I actually don't think that movie's that good. I think it's overrated. But whatever. Not as much as I feel like the score was not worthy of an Oscar either, but it's 5 fucking notes. The score is 5 fucking notes. Go to hell. But anyway, I could do a whole episode where I'm just like shit talking movies that people love, but I'm not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Instead, I'm going to take my last sip of this beer, and we're gonna call it a night. So thank you all for joining in, for tuning in, for drinking with me, talking with me while I work some shit out, and for not being distracted by these. It's Halloween season, so I figure why not? You know, we're not going anywhere. We're stuck inside. That's why we're doing the dive here. But remember, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. There's lots of other shows. The Backdoor Cover. I believe Corey and John just did another one. So go see if their football predictions are going to be correct. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say no. Check out the Hillbillies Truly Bizarre World every Saturday. And then, find us on the podcast. We have a plethora of shows on the feed. Subscribe and let us know how we're doing. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a rating of, we don't mind 2 stars, but we prefer 5. That would be nice. Or 4, however many, whatever the highest one is. Thank you, Zach, man. Yeah, you have a good night too. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, Frisbee. Christy, if you're still there you go. And Danielle in the chat. Everyone in the chat, everyone here, thank you for joining me. It's been another exciting, fun edition of the Friday Night Dive. And on that, I will say be safe and have a lovely evening.